Steg? Wow. Harry Potter. It's called Harry Potter. Welcome to the channel. I go by the name of Homie Soul. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, we did another TV show by the name of Dave, Lil Dicky's TV show. If you like Ramy, there's a 93% chance you like Dave. Very similar sense of humor. Similar characters even, the two of those. I did Dave with my partner with Steg a while named Dustin, my partner in this channel, Dustin. And we're kind of in some disputes right now, but he was gracious enough to let me do Ramy by myself. So hopefully we'll work things out. Maybe even go back to our regular podcast called The Podcast. It's on the channel. If you guys want to check out, it's a podcast about nothing. It's the Seinfeld of podcasts. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe we fight sometimes. We'll figure it out, I'm sure. Yeah. Let's get right into it, man. So where did we leave off? Season 2, last episode, May 29th, 2020. That's over 2 years ago and some change. I was wondering why I had such a tough time remembering seasons 1 and 2, and that's why. It's been a long time. I think COVID wreaked havoc on the Ramy set. This is one of my absolute favorite shows. Probably one of my top 5 favorite shows in the last 10 years. I'm not going to go too much into season 1 and 2 because so far in season 3, they haven't super addressed it, episode 1. So let's go. The episode starts with a really cool montage of Ramy boxing, delivering jewelry, doing what he does best. Clearly, he's still a jewelry guy, delivering what looked to be like an Arabic scripture to just some stylish black dude in the club. Let's call him a rapper. I'm just going to go out on a limb. Maybe even a fashion designer. Maybe an architect. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But usually architects don't wear that kind of jewelry. And he's just doing his thing, you know what I mean? He's getting in his flow, and there's this really cool narration talking about fate. You know, if fate exists, then why do any of the decisions you make any difference? And there's like a futileness about fate. My words, not his, but kind of I'm paraphrasing, which I relate to. That's kind of an interesting topic, and it could put you in existential angst. And I don't want to talk about it anymore because I'm getting anxious. So let's move on. The scene quickly goes into Ramy at the jewelry shop. He's selling a ring to a gentleman. The gentleman is talking about a lady he met who needs a visa. Ooh, I happened to run into her right as she needed a visa. It seems like fate, and I want to buy her a ring. And Ramy's just playing along like, yeah, okay, buy the ring. This is a great decision. And it's not a decision at all, you know, really putting on the charm. And then you got this Jewish guy. I didn't catch his name. Let's call him... Oh, gosh. We'll call him Jewish Friendo. So Jewish Friendo starts yelling at Ramy, Egypt, Egypt. And then Ramy goes up to Jewo Friendo, and he goes, hey, man, you know, I was just telling this guy about the fact that you sold to the Yemenis. And Ramy's like, or how we sold to the Yemenis. Ramy's like, it wasn't a we thing. I sold it to the Yemenis, not you. So this, like, Jewo Friendo, you could tell he's kind of a douche. He's kind of a rich, spoiled kid. You could tell this immediately. And Ramy's like, nah, man, it was I sold it, not you. And he's like, you, me, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, I set up a meeting with Salim, which is the Diamond Club guy, the Jewish guy. Nassim is the uncle. Salim, Nassim, Salim, Nassim, Salim, Nassim. It's confusing. Let's keep moving. Ramy is escorted to the Diamond Club and meets these Jewish gentlemen, very mob-esque Jewish gentlemen. And Ramy is putting his case forth to be able to collaborate with them and create something of a business with them. This scene was kind of confusing. There was a lot of twists and turns. I didn't love it. I thought, is this season going to suck? My favorite part of that scene, Ramy goes, speaking of Jewish and Islam, he goes, I feel like we share a deep Christmaslessness. And he goes into that. You know, I thought that was pretty hilarious. And the Jewish gentleman asks if he would like to go to Israel with him and pursue the collaboration. And Ramy's like, maybe. I don't know. Can I go to Israel? I'm a Jewish guy. Like I said, not the best scene. We're going to move past it because I totally didn't understand it. I'll admit it to you guys. Let's keep it moving. Next scene, Ramy is walking home. He is met by two people clearly in Muslim garb, clothing. And they're like, hey, man, you owe Zainab a lot of money. You owe her $100,000. Do you have it? Zainab is the ex from season 2, Mahershala Ali's daughter. Um, like I said, we're not going to touch too much on season 1 and 2 because I don't want to. And he's like, no, I don't have it. And so it's putting this new wrinkle into the episode where you can tell very clearly that Ramy's up against it. This is kind of like Mo, because he owed a lot. That Mo show, did you guys watch that Mo show? He owes them a lot of money too.
Come on, let me show you something.
Whoa.
These are genuine recycled algae.
They look like alien shoes.
Well, they are from whatever planet Kanye's from.
Season that Ramy owes a lot of money. So he goes home, mom, dad, sister, they're sitting at a very dimly lit table, and mom is explaining how, look, we don't have a lot of money. Bank is saying we should sell our home. The sister's offering to pay more. She's going to pass the bar. She's going to become a lawyer. Ramy's saying he's working on stuff. Now we know that the dad is unemployed. So basically it was just a sad scene. The family's not doing well, clearly financially, and it was sad. You know what I mean? It was a sad scene. My favorite part of that scene is the family's complaining about the low energy bulbs and that the dad bought. And dad's like, they're low energy. It's good. It's low energy. They cost less. And they're like, we literally can't see anything. And dad goes, look closer. Yeah, look closer. Very typical Middle Eastern father. Ramy goes to his room. There's a random friend there. I'm pretty sure this was a cousin from season 2 from Egypt. And he's crying while watching American Pie. And Ramy's confused. Bro, what's up? Why are you crying about American Pie? And he explains how back in Egypt, he always felt like he was out of the loop. He had a little FOMO because some of the explicit scenes in Egypt were cut out. And of course, the explicit scene, I've never seen American Pie, don't judge me, was that the kid in American Pie boinks the apple pie. And he was crying that he was kind of having an existential crisis about finally seeing the scene for the first time. And he's saying that he misses God. And he always thought he wanted to come to America and live this like American Western lifestyle. But now that he's in America, there's something lacking. There's something missing. And he's having a crisis. And I think this is the whole show in a nutshell. It's people struggling with faith and religion. What's really important? You have all the priorities, money, women, what have you, and then you're like trying to balance it with religion. It's like, how deep in religion do I want to go? How not deep do I want to go with religion? And you could tell he's having this crisis, and this is kind of like a crisis that Ramy's had the whole time. It was funny. I've never seen American Pie, don't judge me. Next scene, you have Ramy on top of a lady in bed. They're boinking or attempting to boink, and Ramy can't get it. He can't get it up. And she's like, you want to try a different position? And he's like, no, maybe we should rest. And she's like, you mean here? Like in bed? This has happened to me before. I knew a girl that would not let me sleep over. I understood it. I was offended. So okay. I relate to the show a lot. And the girl's like, no, you can't sleep here. She was cute, by the way. And he's like, really? Like, maybe I'll have more energy tomorrow. She's like, no, you can't sleep here. He lives in Jersey. The girl's in Brooklyn. Long story short, Juo Friendo lives in Brooklyn, picks him up, takes him home like a good friend. And he's asking him about Israel. Hey, man, let's go to Israel. Let's make this deal happen. And it's very clear, I don't remember any dialogue, that Juo Friendo is very like, he's an entitled rich kid, essentially. So that became more clear during this scene. Next scene after commercials, Ramy is in the lab with one of his friends from season 1 and 2. Don't remember his name. Don't hate me. This show hasn't been on for 2 years. And he has sensors all over his head in the lab. And his friend is clicking through scenes on a TV screen. And he's checking his sensory receptors in his brain. And what becomes very clear is that Ramy's not becoming stimulated by any of the scenes. And there's a lot of crazy scenes. And the friend says, look, man, you got the brain of a meth addict. Like, you're just constantly seeking stimulus, and your brain is fucked, basically, is what he's saying. And I related to this scene because, look, man, in our generation right now, with all the stimulus we have between, pornographic images, podcast, TV, sports, everything that's like thrown at us constantly, of course, we're going to be addicted to some sort of stimulus. So this is all relating back to why Ramy can't get it up, why he can't get his little, guy up. and he's basically saying like, you're addicted. You have an addictive personality. Go to someone you love. You're trying to you're trying to create lust from nothing, and you need to kind of pursue more of a love type thing, which takes us to our very next scene. And this, to me, is when the next however long to the end of the episode was phenomenal. Ramy's at a bar, Jewish girl, I forget from season 1 or season 2, a girl that he was actually interested in earlier in the series, and they're having a conversation, and it's very clearly awkward. And the girl, first of all, the female in this scene, phenomenal actress, whatever. She was great. She was absolutely great. And they're having a conversation about what they're doing with their lives, occupationally. Ramy brings up that he's still in the jewelry business with his crazy uncle, and she's like, I can't believe you're still doing that. And she talks about being working for a nonprofit for the unhoused or the homeless. And Ramy is kind of like throwing some jabs at her. He's not really feeling her vibe and her personality, even though this is a girl that he called up because of the advice from his friend to pursue someone he actually likes. And as the conversation's going and going, I love this piece. We gotta do it. So basically, the conversation accumulates to this point where Ramy's like, "Look, I would love to work for a nonprofit, but I need money. Like, I can't work for a nonprofit like you can." And she goes, "Well, yeah, whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, like in a vacuum, of course, like people should eat organic, but I can't like afford organic." And she goes, "Yeah, but you can always think organic." And he goes, "That sounds like something a rich person would say." And she goes, "Ramy, do you even like me?" Clearly he doesn't, and she caught that really beautifully. I love that she put it right back in his face. He doesn't like her. He was forcing something that wasn't there. Phenomenal scene. She leaves. I thought the acting in the scene on both sides was really good. This is where the episode started going good. She takes off. Ramy's still at the bar, smoking a jewel pod. And this girl comes up to him and, hey, do you have an extra? I don't know anything about this like jewel pod cigarette culture because I don't do any of that, but I thought that was interesting that like not let me bum a cigarette, let me bum a jewel pod. I thought that was funny. And she offers to buy him a drink. He declines. She finds out he's Muslim. She goes, "Oh, I can relate to that because I'm a witch. Like, I get it. We're so misunderstood." And you could see the wheels turning in his head. So this witch chick is saying like, "Hey man, I understand your struggle because I have the same struggle. I'm a witch and we're so misunderstood." And this triggers Ramy, which I think it should. She's kind of appropriating his struggle, which may seem like a weird left-wing thing to say, but I actually identify with it 100%, and I sympathize with Ramy here. I'd be pissed too. He's already been having a bad day, bad week. And the gentleman there gets in a little more gray area. He did some work overseas. He fell in love with Arabic. He can read the script, compliments his necklace. Ramy says what the scripture is. The guy corrects him, which is hilarious, which enrages Ramy more. And Ramy gets escalated. The guy kind of comes up to him, tries to put him at peace, and touches him. You shouldn't touch somebody if you don't know him. And Ramy ends up punching the guy that's much bigger than him. The guy embraces him like a little baby, even though he got punched, and says, "May Allah protect you. May Allah protect you." And Ramy's just sitting there like a little baby, like, fuck, I hate my life. And I thought it was a fantastic scene. And I loved his little like anger at the woman. It felt very real. I thought that was really good acting by Ramy. Good job to you, sir. Ramy goes home. Dad's sleeping on the couch. Asks mom, "Hey, why is dad sleeping on the couch? He's tired. Don't bother him." Cool. Of course. He's sleeping on the couch because the family's falling apart and they're broke. Ramy's mom gives him a passport. Ramy looks on the fridge. It says, "Home is where the heart is," which was a reference to earlier in the episode, which I didn't touch. And looks like Ramy might be going to Israel, an episode later on. So I thought it was a really good episode. I hated the first 5 minutes and I was afraid for the season, and then it got really, really good. I'm sorry I rushed through this episode. I feel like I didn't do a good job reviewing it, but I haven't done this in a while. But hey man, subscribe, come on the journey. I know this is a little weird because they dropped the full series all at once instead of week to week, which is what I prefer for reviews, but I can't wait to watch episode 2. We'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.